I'm Douglas Christensen, Channel X News. In area news impacting us this Monday morning, January 23rd, National Weather Service Center in Caribou says don't let the mild temperatures of late lull you into spring fever. They have issued a winter weather watch.
Winter storm watch in effect from Tuesday morning through Wednesday morning. The National Weather Service in Caribou has issued a winter storm watch, which is in effect from Tuesday morning through Wednesday morning. Locations, west and east central Maine. Hazard types, snow, sleet and freezing rain accumulations, snow accumulation of 4 to 7 inches with sleet, along with around 1/4 of an inch of ice. Timing, precipitation will begin Tuesday morning and continue into Wednesday morning. Impacts, potential moderate impact. Snow and ice accumulations will make some roads treacherous and impassable. The weight of the snow and ice on tree limbs and power lines could produce outages. Winds, northeast 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures, 28 to 32.
Channel X Radio will continue to keep you posted. Snow sledders by the hundreds converged on Caribou over the weekend for the Snow Sled Festival. Young snowmobile operators from Maine, New Hampshire, New Brunswick, and Quebec participated in the third annual Caribou 660 feet snow drag races yesterday. Funds raised from that event go to the Caribou Snowmobile Club to maintain trails. Sledders from far and wide are praising Aroostook County's trail system this year, saying it is the best it has been in years. Meanwhile, 2 people have died in separate snowmobile crashes in western New Brunswick. RCMP say a 49-year-old northern New Brunswick man was killed after his snowmobile went out of control in Atholville. Police say the Campbellton man's sled went over an embankment and ended up in a stream. He was pronounced dead at the scene near Route 11, not far from Sugarloaf Provincial Park on the Bay of Chaleur. And a 52-year-old woman died in a snowmobile crash near Mactaquac. The Mounties say they found a woman gravely injured who died later in a hospital. She was a passenger who was thrown off the sled when it went out of control on a groomed trail near Route 105 near Mactaquac Provincial Park. The driver did not suffer serious injuries. Both mishaps occurred Friday evening and both remain under investigation. RCMP have not identified the victims. While many longtime residents of Aroostook County have been moving away, one group of people has been settling here. While the world's population has more than doubled in the last 60 years, Aroostook County has lost about 36% of its population since 1960. The one exception to that has been the influx of Amish people moving into the area on both sides of the U.S.-Canadian border. Bob Dorsey is the president of the Aroostook Partnership. He says the county has about 1,000 Amish people living here now. Asked if they are contributors to the county's economy, Dorsey says yes.
They're making an impact. I mean, they do goods and services, everything from producing metal to jams and breads and furniture and vegetables. In fact, they've got 5 Amish families that are working for the Nature Circle Farm down in Holton, providing vegetables and things that are organic, because Meg York and Dick York and their 300-acre farm is getting more demand, and so they reach out to the Amish. Bob Clark actually reached out to the bishop, and I can't remember the exact number of families, but there's over 1,000 Amish in the area.
That includes those living in the Smyrna-Oakfield area as well as the eastern Fort Fairfield areas. Other Amish dwellings can be found in the Woodstock and Perth Andover regions of New Brunswick. We'll talk to Aroostook Partnership President Bob Dorsey again tomorrow. An unusual musical group will be performing at an unusual show at Umpy early next month. A group called the Star City Syndicate will be putting on a free concert to raise money to help refurbish Whiting Hall. The group is made up of area teachers, postal workers, clergy, and others. They will be performing classic Motown on Saturday, February 4th at Whiting. Organizer Rachel Rice labeled the show as a high-energy, family-friendly event. You may recognize the names of some of the musicians: Anthony Scott, Mark Shaw, Brian Mosher, Doug Cronkite, John Simonoff, Sean Diet, Sarah Diet, Jenna Simonoff, Kelly Chartier, Chris Morton, Pat and Kevin Kinsey, and Cassidy Pelletier. A free concert to raise money, you ask, scratching your head? Donations of any amount will be accepted at the door. The operators of Maine's Farmers Market will gather to learn about new ways to get food to the public. The 9th Annual Maine Farmers Market Convention, scheduled to take place January 29th at the Alphon campus, Kennebec Valley Community College down in Fairfield. The event will bring together vendors, market managers, and volunteers from around the state. Meetings will take place throughout the day on a variety of subjects that relate to farmers markets. Topics will include food safety, applying for federal grants, and supplemental nutrition assistance program outreach. There will also be a Women's, Infant, and Children WIC Assistance Farmers Market Authorization class. The Maine Federation of Farmers Markets says there's about 115 summer farmers market, at least 30 in the winter around the state. A minor earthquake has been recorded in western Maine. The U.S. Geological Survey reports a 2.1 magnitude earthquake happened shortly before 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon near West Paris. WCSH-TV says that residents in that area reported hearing a loud boom and felt a shaking. Small earthquakes are not unusual in Maine. The state typically has a couple a year. The largest quake in Maine over the last 40 years, magnitude 4, that was in 2012 near Hollis Center. The biggest earthquake ever recorded in the state, 5.1, that was back in 1904. Well, the family of an impatient-looking boy who stood behind Justin Trudeau at a New Brunswick town hall meeting last week says his exasperated look had nothing to do with the Prime Minister. The photo shows Abdul Kader al-Sheikh with his hands over his eyes and his head tilted upward as he sat in the front row of Trudeau's town hall meeting over in Fredericton. The image has been getting a lot of attention on social media, with some people taking it as frustration with Trudeau. However, the boy's family says that's not the case. They say the 10-year-old wanted to hear what Trudeau had to say, but became frustrated when he could not quiet down his noisy baby brother. Trudeau laughed it off, joking in a tweet that he hadn't seen kids with faces like that since he taught math classes. The Al-Sheikhs are expected to have an additional brood in their household any day now, and their children's request, they plan to name the boy Justin Trudeau al-Sheikh. Radia al-Sheikh says she hopes Trudeau will give his blessing to welcoming the baby into the family with a very fitting Canadian name. Canadian dollar worth 75.36 cents U.S. this morning. That is 1/3 of a cent stronger than it was Friday morning at this time, and 91 of a cent higher than it was at the beginning of the new year. The U.S. dollar is worth $1.32.70 Canadian. You've just been uploaded on the X.